All right, financial reports.
So as of April 9th, in our checking account at First Financial, we have $4,339,234.04 before April deposits and payment of April claims. At First Federal Savings, we have $2,002,599.32 for a total of $6,341,833.36. Our receipts for March total $179,112.59. And then our claims totaled $475,551.51. And that was a lot of our special projects that were approved last month, so that made that total.
Okay. Question on the financial reports and claims. Okay, motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion in a couple seconds. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. 7-0. 7-0. Okay, sir. 7.
Yeah.
7-0. Sorry. 7-0. Okay. All right, next, the financial, sorry, financial report you just did. We're going to do the director's report. Lisa?
Okay, so for our recycling tonnages for the month of March, we collected 46.3 tons here at our center and at the remote sites. Our e-scrap to date is 21,196 pounds. Our flags, 182 at all of the sites that we collect those at. Styrofoam, 2,132 pounds. Food waste, 7,860 pounds. Alkaline batteries, 387 pounds. And ink and toner cartridges, 54 pounds. And then the next slide will show you our expenses. Thank you. For those sites. We really did good. The vocational schools popped up there a lot at 9 tons. For the month of March, yeah. So what we try to recommend to the citizens of Shelbyville, if there's a holiday and recycling doesn't get picked up at your house, come here or use the Blue River Vocational School. So you don't have to hold it for a week.
Oh, it's really big always in the recycling.
They do well. Any questions about that information?
That's good to know about the vocational school. Like I said, just never, where are the bins located there?
So it's right in the parking lot.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you just turn into the parking lot and drive straight back towards the fence. And it's there. Yep.
Hey, you know, we have a lot of recycling here. I have, so we miss a week. Oh, girl. So they quietly.
Any other questions? So next we'll talk about our special projects. So again, part of our claims were higher because of payment for some of those special projects. So the only one right now that's kind of in limbo is the boat launches. And we do know that, Nathan had spoke about the one up by 600 North. And we do have an agreement from BF&S that they would design the launch and also do any of the submittals for the permits and such like that. So that fee is $8,500 and would take care of us to where they can get everything ready for us. And then we can use highway department to put in the stone or gravel that they want to use and such like that.
Highway, I think they'll do like what they kind of did like a wall from like the guys will send you a bill back for materials and that kind of stuff, but they're willing to help and participate, do what they can do on their end. We're still really pour concrete, that kind of stuff, but I think we pull some resources together. I know even Tricia Tech with the parks department, she's like super stoked about it. She's looking at kayak like rentals, like put an ID in the cage unlocks and you rent out a kayak and drop it off at the location. She's
Kind of like the bike program that we
Yes.
got.
Yeah. So I think it'd be a good project overall for everybody in the county.
one of those things, you know, in our new comprehensive plan we did last year, talking about utilizing the river more. And you know, it's such a great asset, but we don't use it, you know. And, had another meeting with Gary today. Nolly, who's on the park board, talking about, clearing some of the, banks of the river. You know, where you can actually see the river from like Blue River Park and the trails and, trying to help, you know, keep the homeless population down too, so. Kind of coordinating that with Chris Schrick-Rath. Chris Schrick-Rath. She was a teacher and now she's kind of like our, flower and plant person for our parks department. She's big on invasive species and all that, you know, so they're having a weed wrangle, I think, this weekend. So.
Did he talk to you about the, I remember that weed that was killing a bunch of the vegetation out there that needs to come out, and there's like acres and acres and acres of it. And to do the whole job would probably cost $25,000. But if it's not done, it's going to kill out the good stuff.
It's not kudzu, is it?
Huh?
Not kudzu.
Is it honeysuckle?
Yeah, I was.
Thank you.
Bad, yeah.
And then another company.
I
I
don't remember the
can't
name.
remember what he said it was.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So, do little more.
The bad thing is with anytime starting a river, is just the Army Corps of Engineers and IDEM and just all that. There's so many hoops to jump through as far as, you know, if you're gonna clear, I mean, they look at the species of the trees, the environment, the animals.
So there's this company out there, you know, so we don't have to mess with it, so.
Yeah, but I mean, just the fact that you say, oh, let's just clear it.
Yeah.
And it'd be great if you can. There's just a lot of.
I agree with you, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Cause you can't even use it, you can't even see it. You know,
Right.
Get down there.
And if you see it, then you think about what you could do there. If you don't even see it, you don't even think about it
Well,
being
when you
there.
guys get there by Walmart, you know what I mean? I know it's not a kayak really much, but there's probably people that are taking pictures, keep playing. You know what I mean? Just,
Well, then one of our steps down the road is we gotta get the old Ford out of Kennedy Park too. You know, that helps with the blockage there. People can't traverse through there, so.
if we all just start different projects.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Is that a project this group could help with financially?
I don't think with the river, so we hear from that conference, we can't do anything for the river, sorry.
I meant the honey.
The weeds, invasive weeds, I
Honeysuckle.
The honeysuckle.
think so,
Weed.
because that can kill like trees and native plants and such like that.
That's their issue.
Yeah.
So it's like, thing with honeysuckle is brought over from Asia, like so basically they put it, when they're building railroad tracks. Cause it was so fast growing and now with erosion. And then there's nothing, so it's invasive. The problem is it blooms so quick, it gets leaves that it suffocates everything else out, plus it keeps its leaves longer. So nothing can grow underneath of it. So that's why it's so invasive, it kills everything. It's everywhere.
That could be one of our special projects to help.
I like it.
Maybe you should leave it long enough to kill everything else and then kill it.
There you go.
At least I wrote up last meeting about this like rough water rescue, Shelby County stuff for boats. They do make recycle
Okay,
boats, so.
oh, wow.
All our commissioners in Jim on Mondays, we're gonna retire a boat in a trailer. But that's from the sheriff's park. You see that?
Yeah, they're gonna do something with Edinburgh.
Oh, they're doing a dead bird? Okay, good.
We got rid of one of our swiftwater boats. Cause it was basically to use around dams. Well, when they took the dam out in Geneva, we don't need that boat anymore. Want a new boat.
Yeah, so. Sorry.
That's right, we got off track here, sorry.
No problem. So do we want to proceed with the BFNS agreement?
Motion to approve the Butler Fair Cyber, how much, 8,000, what you said?
$8,500.
So moved.
Second. The motion second, any discussion? I think it's pretty cheap, actually. I've seen a bill like that from an engineering company, it's that cheap, I don't think so. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you. There's the agreement. So I do have one other thing that I had someone come to me today to talk about. And that's the town of Fairline. So they have a park and their picnic tables and benches are terrible. They had heard about us doing a project with Morristown and asked if we'd be able to help them with that. There is an urgency with this one because they'd like to have everything in place by the time the fish fry happens in June. So, and they have a lead time of about 4 weeks if they order this equipment. So typically I would bring this before the special projects committee and then you guys would say yea or nay, and then we bring it before the board if you said yes. But we don't have that luxury of time, unfortunately.
What
So
was the total?
the total would be,
8 or something.
yeah, 10,649.91.
You're afraid.
A motion to approve, is there a second? Second. Motion and second, any discussion?
I say.
No. I don't think so.
And they were getting to the same place we got our.
That was the other question I had was.
Same place.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So motion second, no discussion,
Yeah.
no questions. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
That put us, Lisa, in terms of. Total? Yeah,
We're
I
about,
mean, it's probably what, 4.
yeah, 450, 475. Yeah, we had to spend a little bit of that special project fund because we had an emergency. So, and that's in part of my activities. We have done the recyclable for the schools for how many years? And I think this is our 4th. Okay. So we were set, ready to go. Our vendor told us, yep, we're on board. Okay, we taken the list of where his containers need to be at what school. And 5 days before there's to be delivered and the program starts, he backs out on us. So, yeah, we scrambled and we had to buy our own containers. But we are very fortunate because Shelby Auto Parts stepped up to the plate and said, yes, we'll help you out and we'll do it for you. So it was crunch time. So for the containers, we bought 12 of them. They've got lids on them. They have dollies. But we spent like $10,000 because of that. So, but the schools are happy, very. They're collecting lots and lots of aluminum cans right now. So the program was able to continue. Yeah. So that's part of my activities. You want to, we did a homeschool tour and I'll talk a little bit about that. Did get a repair estimate for some minor damage to our truck. I did meet with Brent Beckner with a financial advisor at First Financial Bank. He just wanted to meet to know who Shelby County Recycling District was. We did have the truck delivered to have the light bar installed and that's completed and truck's back. We had a meeting with our new contractor for abatements. So, and they are set to start Saturday. We've had some HVAC issues and those seem to be resolved. We ordered trees from the DNR for Earth Day. So we've got 500 tulip poplars. So thank you for mentioning that. Yep. The scales were calibrated. So we're good to go for another 6 months there. The high school has started a food waste recovery program and we had voted to be able to provide the funding for that. And then we provided compostable bags for it as well. As I mentioned, the recyclable already. And then we had a power outage issue. So, gosh, it's probably about 3 weeks ago. They had an issue. Transformer, well, it was really windy. A transformer went out around Knopf. That knocked all of our power out here at our facility. So we did have to close down. But finding all this out, the card readers to the gates, that power comes to our building. So we've been having some meetings regarding that. We do not have a generator at this facility. Emergency management does and the highway department does. So we're going to take a look at what can we do to, have a power backup here or run that line to one of those buildings. So I've been talking to Jeremy a lot about that. So
as I understand it, your fuel pumps will work with the generator if there's a power outage at the gate. they can't get to it.
No.
That's a whole nother issue. I mean, at this time, even if we had a battery backup, let's say there was an extended outage for tornado issue or something, we'd have to have a contingency plan, like that battery backup may only last 2 hours. We'll have to get somebody out here to make sure the gate's open and it stays open until, and it'll probably have to be watched.
But it should have always been wired to there.
It should have been, yeah. So I don't know why it came in here first, and I'm hoping to find that out later this evening. I'm meeting right after this meeting with an electrician. And did you invite anybody else?
John Johnson, the
Okay.
IT director, the electrician was going to talk to him and see if he wanted to join us.
So we'll try and figure out what's going to be the most feasible route. A generator for this whole building is going to be pretty dang expensive because we have 480 here and it's 3-phase. Anytime you say 3-phase, it's automatically jack the price up. So there may be something we can do that's on a smaller scale and maybe provide lights in here if we have an extended outage, but I don't see that we'd be able to operate day to day if we went on a smaller scale. So not saying that we would need to at that point, but so
is all the card reader
if it can't be moved,
equipment in here, they.
yeah. So my concern is like even if we ran fiber optics over to another building, there would have to be something here to power the fiber optics. You see what I mean? So I'll get more information and find out.
But some,
I'd only work during the day.
I don't know if you have a battery backup out there.
You're getting pricey on me. So it depends on how far people want to go, right?
Is there existing conduit between the two?
Yeah, there are supposedly 2.
Yeah.
One from here to, I think, your new building, and then one from the new building back to the old building.
So that could be
an avenue, yeah. So
guess you'll just have to check it
I
out.
hope to find that out a little bit later.
See what the options are.
Yeah, so I guess we'll report back next month. That would be nice. I would hope they have a as-built, but
I do too, so,
so
You should have one.
yeah, I do. Mhm.
It should show that conduit too.
Any questions for me or anything? That's it.
Educators reporting.
Okay, so activities for the month of March. I did 42 classroom programs in the county. Topics were composting at home, birds of Shelby County, pollinators, landfill, recycling plastics in Shelby County, water pollution, and where does my trash go? So we did a facility tour that Lisa mentioned. It was a homeschool group that's called Summit. We had about 30 total adults and children came through. They were so big, it might have been even more than that. I have to look at my numbers again. We divided it in 2 different tours. So that helped a lot because if the tour group gets too big, it's just hard to communicate when we're out there. So they were excited to divide it into 2. And boy, they peppered us with questions. That was a good group. Then with homeschool, the kids were like, oh, there we are. It was like, kindergarten age through high school. So there was a real diverse age group as far as the kids go, which was fun too. I also did a program with Girls Inc. They asked me to come do a program for them, and talked about recycling in Shelby County, and I have since been asked to come and do some programs this summer. So we'll be talking with them about that. And as far as the Recycle Bowl goes, we have 6 schools participating this year. And it's the collection itself, it began March 30th. It's gonna go through May 1st. And we are just diverting. You just don't, the quantity that's coming in is just phenomenal. So we're diverting a lot of aluminum cans from the landfill. We're keeping Shelbyville Auto Parts hopping. I mean, I'll tell you what, Loper, Colston, St. Joe, they are serious about this. So it's really good to see. And we'll let you know the totals when they come in at the end of the recyclable. So, any questions for me?
Good, thank you. Miscellaneous?
So we have Earth Day, April 22nd. So we do the recyclable, and I mentioned the tree giveaway. And then Ian and I will be attending the farmer's market May 9th to promote our food waste program. We did that last year and that was really successful. So
Oh, I guess I'll add to that. I'm gonna do a program, April 18th at the YMCA. They do Healthy Kids Day, and I think this is probably my 4th year doing that. So we'll have a booth there, and we will be promoting our food scrap recovery program with the green buckets that you see there in the picture. Those two I'll be taking, and quite a few of those to give away to people who want to sign up and talk to them about composting here and at home.
Good. State Farmers Market, are we done? Any public comment? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Ann.
Welcome.
Busy.
Yeah.